Have you ever wondered about the state of our planet and the role travel plays in it? As we traverse the globe, seeking out new experiences and breathtaking vistas, we're often unaware of the mark we leave behind. From the azure blue of the Caribbean to the emerald green of the Amazon rainforest, every place we visit holds a unique beauty and an intricate balance of life. Our planet is an enchanting orchestra of ecosystems, each playing its part in a symphony of life. Yet, as we explore and revel in these wonders, we must also acknowledge the significant impact our travels can have on them. From the ever-expanding carbon footprint of air travel to the strain on local resources due to tourism, our wanderlust often comes at a cost to our planet. Travel and tourism form a significant part of the global economy, contributing over 10% of the world's total GDP. It's an industry that employs millions and drives the growth of communities around the globe. Yet, as with any large-scale industry, it also has its share of environmental challenges. For instance, the carbon emissions from international air travel alone are enough to rank as the 7th largest emitter globally if it were a country. Similarly, the unchecked growth of tourism in some regions puts tremendous pressure on local ecosystems, threatening biodiversity and the very attractions that draw us to these destinations. As we journey from bustling cityscapes to serene mountain peaks, it's essential to remember that our travels are not without consequence. The footprints we leave behind are not just in the sand on the beach or the snow on the alpine slopes. They're in the air we breathe, the waters we cross, and the communities we visit. Our travels should inspire us, not just to see the world, but also to care for it. As we pack our bags and plan our itineraries, we must also consider the footprint we leave behind, for it's not just about the journey or the destination, but also about the world we leave for future generations to explore. As we jet off to exciting destinations, it's crucial to consider the footprint we leave behind. Unbeknownst to many, tourism is a double-edged sword, offering both economic growth and environmental challenges. It's a paradox, really. On one hand, tourism brings prosperity to regions, injecting money into local economies and creating jobs. On the other hand, it has a profound environmental impact that can't be ignored. Let's take air travel, for instance. It's a major contributor to carbon emissions, accounting for around 2% of the world's total. That might not seem like much, but consider this. If aviation were a country, it would be among the top 10 carbon emitters globally. It's not just about the carbon footprint of your flight, but the cumulative effect of millions upon millions of flights each year. Then there's the issue of mass tourism. Popular destinations are often under significant pressure due to the heavy influx of tourists. This leads to habitat destruction, as natural areas are converted into hotels, resorts, and other tourist facilities. Iconic destinations like the Great Barrier Reef in Australia or the Amazon rainforest in Brazil are facing severe threats from tourism-related development and pollution. And speaking of pollution, let's not forget about waste. Tourists generate a staggering amount of waste, from plastic water bottles to food packaging and beyond. This excessive waste often ends up polluting the very destinations we're so keen to visit. Picture the pristine beaches of Bali littered with plastic waste, or the scenic trails of Mount Everest strewn with discarded equipment and trash. It's a grim reality that underscores the urgency of the situation, but it's not all doom and gloom. The silver lining here is that we have the power to change this narrative. As travelers, we can make a difference. It all starts with understanding the environmental impact of our travel choices. If we can shift our mindset from being mere tourists to becoming responsible travelers, we can help to mitigate these impacts. Awareness of these impacts is the first step towards a more responsible approach to travel. So let's embark on this journey together towards a more sustainable and responsible future for travel. In response to these environmental challenges, a new form of travel is gaining traction: sustainable travel. But what does this mean? Sustainable travel, also known as ecotourism, is the practice of exploring the world in a way that respects and preserves the natural, cultural, and social environment. It's about being a responsible traveler, making choices that are good for the planet and the people who live in the places we visit. Contrary to the traditional, sometimes intrusive tourism sustainable travel is all about making a positive impact. You see, it's not just about jetting off to an exotic locale and ticking off a checklist of sites. It's about immersing oneself in the local culture, understanding the customs and traditions, and respecting the way of life of the local population. One of the core principles of sustainable travel is minimizing waste. This means cutting down on single-use plastics, recycling whenever possible, and being mindful of water and energy usage. It's about leaving a place as we found it, or even better. Another pillar of sustainable travel is supporting the local economy. This involves staying in locally owned accommodations, eating at local restaurants, and buying souvenirs from local artisans. Doing so ensures that the money spent during the trip stays within the community, fueling economic growth and promoting local entrepreneurship. Last but not least, sustainable travel is about respecting local cultures. It's about learning and understanding, not just observing. It involves taking the time to engage with the local people, to learn their language, their customs, their stories. This allows for a deeper, more authentic travel experience, and it also fosters a sense of mutual respect and understanding. Sustainable travel is not just a trend, but a responsibility we owe to our planet and future generations. It's about making the right choices, being mindful of our impact, and aiming to leave a positive legacy. After all, we are not just travelers passing through, we are global citizens, with a duty to protect and preserve the world for those who come after us. So how can you, as an individual traveler, contribute to sustainable travel? Let's start with where you lay your head at night. When booking accommodations, consider eco-friendly options. These places are committed to reducing their environmental impact through energy-efficient practices, water conservation, and waste reduction. They may also source their food locally and employ people from the local community, which supports the local economy. Next, let's talk about getting around. Instead of renting a car, why not use public transportation? Buses, trams, and trains are not only a greener choice, but they can also offer a more authentic glimpse into the local lifestyle. Plus, it's a great opportunity to meet locals and fellow travelers. And for shorter distances, consider walking or cycling. Not only is it environmentally friendly, it's also a great way to explore and experience your surroundings more intimately. Now, here's a small change with a big impact. Avoid single-use plastics. Pack a reusable water bottle, shopping bag, and cutlery set. Many places around the world have water refill stations, and many restaurants and cafes are happy to fill your bottle. Not only does this reduce waste, it also saves you money. And let's not forget about the importance of respecting local customs and wildlife. Learn about the local culture before you go, and remember to follow the local customs. This shows respect for the community you're visiting and helps to preserve their traditions. When it comes to wildlife, remember, look, but don't touch. Interacting with wildlife can be harmful to the animals and can disrupt their natural behavior. Finally, think about offsetting your carbon footprint. There are several organizations that allow you to calculate the carbon emissions from your trip and make a contribution to offset that amount. This money typically goes towards projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, such as reforestation or renewable energy. Remember, every little action counts when it comes to protecting our planet. We all have a role to play in making travel more sustainable. Imagine a world where we can explore its wonders without leaving a negative footprint. A world where our love for travel fuels the protection of the environment and the prosperity of local communities. That's the world we're striving to create. And you, yes, you, can be a part of this transformative journey. Let's not shy away from acknowledging that sustainable travel isn't the easiest path. It requires us to be conscious, to question our choices, and sometimes to step out of our comfort zones. But the rewards, they're immeasurable. Not just for us, but for our planet and future generations. The good news is, you're not alone in this journey. We're here to guide you, to inspire you, and to equip you with the knowledge you need. We'll continue to delve into the world of sustainable travel, uncovering its many facets, exploring its challenges, and celebrating its triumphs. In our upcoming videos, we'll be sharing practical tips on how to travel sustainably, highlighting inspiring stories of individuals and communities championing this cause, and showcasing destinations that have embraced ecotourism. We'll also be debunking some common myths about sustainable travel and shedding light on how we can all contribute, no matter how small our steps may seem. So whether you're a seasoned traveler or a newbie just starting your adventures, there's a place for you here. This isn't just about being a tourist. It's about being a responsible global citizen. It's about swapping the take approach for a give and take one. It's about leaving places better than we found them and creating memories that aren't marred by guilt or regret. This is a journey that we're all embarking on together, and every journey starts with a single step, your step. If you want to be part of this journey towards sustainable travel, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Together we can make a difference.